I am very excited to be here today with Dr. Sameh Iskander, who is the director of the Ramses II Temple Project in Abydos. Your season has been phenomenal in the last year. Ramses II Temple has always been open, but there's new excavations unearthing amazing things. What are some of the highlights of what you've been finding in the last year or two?
We have discovered the Temple of Ramses, the Palace of Ramses that is connected to the temple. That was in 2019. It's connected to the first court through a walkway, and there are 10 mud brick magazines around the palace. So that was a big discovery, the Palace of Ramses II in Abydos. It was a place where the pharaoh would go for purification. He would put on his regalia before walking into the temple. This is one side, which is the southern side of the prescient. When I say prescient, that is what we have been working on for the past 3 years, is to just uncover the prescient around the temple, because the temple was not just a structure that stood by itself. It's a prescient. It's within a prescient. So we discovered the enclosure wall that delineate or
this palace area
this area of the prescient that included the palace.
Right. And tell us about the animal bones. These incredible amount of dog bones and skulls and rams you've been investigating.
On the other side of the prescient, which is north of the temple, we discovered 7 magazines. In one of the magazines, we discovered an extremely unusual discovery, which is 2,172 skulls of rams, mummified rams. Extremely unusual. So mixed with papyri, leather. So we took the papyri, the skulls out, and studied them, and we are in the process of doing that.
What are your initial thoughts on the reasons for this massive amount of animal skull?
Offerings that were placed in the prescient of the temple during the Ptolemaic period, which is 300 BC to about 30 BC. It's a period of about 300 years. That is 1,000 years after the time of Ramses. So that means that the name of Ramses became so strong 1,000 years after his death. That's a huge chunk of time.
That's
and
amazing.
It's a revered place, and the name of Ramses II is still a sacred name, or a sacred place.
And it's still sacred today. Ramses the Great, the greatest
that's
name.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
And I think what's really interesting about what Dr. Iskander is doing is the new structure, this massive structure that might even be the beginning of a town that you've discovered, right?
Yes. On the other side, we discovered, our surprise, an Old Kingdom huge structure that is so far as we know, is below the first pylon of the temple. So what we have now, an Old Kingdom structure. On top of it is the Temple of Ramses II. So
Abydos.
We're not finished yet.
No.
We're not finished yet.
Abydos and the Ramses II Temple behind that famous Seti Temple is going to become a really interesting place in coming years.